Hi FLOSSTUBE, I'm Gina. I'm from Alaska. This is my very first floss tube. And I blame Stitchy Me for making me do this, but she wanted me to do this. So, this is me. I'm Gina. I'm a multi-craftual person. And I love knitting and I love cross stitching, and I have been doing all the crafts since I was a kid. I'm very nervous. I hope it doesn't show too much. But I wanted to show you some of my finishes, which you can see right here. This is my positivity cell, and I kind of blame this one for getting me really into cross stitching. I got really into cross stitching this summer, like obsessed with this. Like I did this so quickly. I did this in 2 months, and I really want to show you. This is the Hello Positive cell from Caterpillar Stitches, and I did this on 16 count Aida, 2/1 full cross. And I made this for my mother-in-law for Christmas, and I had so much fun stitching this. Oh, I just had a blast. I love that I did it on green Aida. I love the bright colors. I just fell in love. And I'm also doing another cross stitch project from an old stitch along. I'll show you that later. I just want to show you some of my finishes. So I did this. And I'm so in love, and I can't wait to wash it and get it framed at Michael's. And another finishes to show that I've always loved stitching. This is a needlepoint wolf that I did for my husband when we were dating in college. And all throughout high school, I always did a bunch of needlepoint project kits. My great aunt Gladys, she bought me my first Dimensions kit. It was a hummingbird and a flower. And whenever I was on my swim trips, when I was waiting for my next race, I would just be stitching for hours. I was that weird kid, just like in the corner with my swim cap, just like stitching on it in hand, just having a blast. And I did so many of them. I did like 6 or 7, probably even more. I just like love working on it when I was just growing up in high school. So I only did one kit in college, and this was for Steven, my husband. Isn't it pretty? And usually these kits make you do back stitching, and I hated back stitching. I didn't see the point. So like, yeah, this should have back stitching and, you know, outlining the eyes and all that, but I didn't want to do that. Okay, so some current whips. Sorry I'm going through this really fast. I'm a very fast talker. And if I talk too fast, just let me know and I'll try to slow down. I have a speech impediment, so when I get nervous, I just speed up really fast. So, the thing that I'm working on right now is a scarf. So, this is one of my favorite things to knit. I'm just like a process knitter. I'm not really like a finisher. I just like love the feeling of knitting for hours while I'm watching FLOSSTUBE or listening to audiobooks. It's very therapeutic for me. So I'm working on this right now. No reason, no person. So I'm doing this on size 5 needles, and I love doing everything in the round because it just makes things so much easier, and I never lose the other knitting needle. So that's what I'm working on for knitting. And my other knitting whip is I'm making my very first sock. So this is what I have so far. It's supposed to be a self-striping yarn, and I cast it on last morning, not last night, but like yesterday morning when I was Skyping Lillian, Stitching Me on YouTube. Maybe I can link her down if I can figure that out. But she was casting on her other sock, and I wanted to start my first sock, so we did that together. And she really helped me figure out how to get my tension right, because like when I was casting this on, I did it like way too tight, and it was like frustrating to try to stitch it. And she's like, you have to just make it really loose. And like somehow I didn't know, like just dawned on me like, oh yeah, maybe I should do it really loose and it'd be a lot easier. So I have my very first sock. It's for my husband. If it doesn't fit him, then it'll just be for me. Who knows? But I'm really enjoying working on this. I'm doing it on 10-inch size 3 needles because I didn't like the magic loop method. and I didn't want to do it on DPN needles. And I saw X Stitch Shiloh, she was doing it on needles just like this. I'm like, it's just mini succulents, I can do this. So I'm really enjoying this fall. I thought I wouldn't like how I would hold it since it's so much tinier than what I'm used to, but I really don't mind. Like, it's a really nice hold and feel to it. And hopefully, maybe it'll fit Steven, hopefully maybe it won't, but that's okay. This is my first sock. I really don't hold myself to a high standard of perfectionism when I'm knitting, especially in the first one, because you can't be too critical because you're learning. You can't do that to yourself. And so on my knitting whips, this is the Grow and Bloom, I think it's called, by Caterpillar Stitches. I love that designer. She is amazing. So I just have just a little bit done, not much, just those 2 little leaves. I'm making this for my mom for Christmas. Hopefully I can get it done by then, and I'm doing this on 14 count white Aida, 2/1 full cross. And I just love it. I just think those are just the prettiest things in the world. So, and I was working on this with Lillian yesterday too, and I have a little stitchy assistant because I have a black cat who's actually right underneath my desk right now, just purring, cuddling away. So I have a black cat. He loves to just sit on my lap while I'm working. Sometimes he likes to bat the string that I'm working on, and I boop him. I'm like, no, don't eat my string, please. So, ta-da! And my other whip that I'm working on is a dimensions kit that I got from Walmart. So it's just these little lanterns, and yes, I will be doing the back stitch on that. So I'll show you what I have done so far. I don't have much. I started this like a month ago. So yeah, I have a string on it. So you see, I almost have the one full jaw complete. This is my first kit that I've ever done blended threads on, so it's pretty fun working on this. And this is 14 count blue Aida, and I'm doing this 2/1 full cross. So sorry. I don't have any project bags. I really want to get some. So, but I just got this at JCPenney. I wish it was big enough to fit my Q-snaps, but it isn't. But I've really been enjoying working on this. I need to get back onto that. Oh, and another thing that I like to do is I like diamond paintings. I love working on diamond paintings. That's the first craft that I was doing before I got into cross stitching and beaded cross stitch. So I knew how to knit my entire life. So my mom taught me when I was 7. And she's like, you have to learn how to knit. It's one of the basic things you need to know. One second. So I learned how to knit. So I've been knitting quite a bit. And then I got into diamond painting because I saw an ad. I got sucked in. And I got really sucked in when I was went on YouTube and I was searching it. And I saw Rachel Ray. And all her fun things that she was doing. Oh, I was obsessed. And one of my current whips, is this wolf. I got this at Joann's. It's a Diamond Dots. This is the only brand that I can get locally without ordering online because I'm kind of impatient. I kind of like the instant gratification when I go shopping for stuff like this. So, and I got another one from Michael's because they have a holiday selection of diamond paintings that you can only get during the Christmas season because that's when it sells apparently. So I got this one. So this is a New York bridge at sunset. So I'm gonna be working on that as soon as I finish my wolf. And I got into diamond painting, paint by numbers. I just love doing all the different types of crafts. So, and the things that I want to be stitching right now, this is going to be such a short video. I'm not a long-winded person. I'm a very short and to the point, and I hope you don't mind. I'm trying. I bought this Carolyn Manning piece about 2 months ago in August. And I just love like this geometric design. Like my brain just like loves squares and triangles and just anything symmetrical and like mandalas. I like love it. So I bought this 2 months ago. And then I bought a piece of fabric from Lithuania. Like I got a 32 count even weave from Lithuania. Waited a month for it to ship. It took a month to get here. And then, another piece. X-Stitch Shiloh posted this on Instagram and I instantly fell in love. Like, I need this right away. It's Russian Windows by Force Embroidery. So I was originally going to use the piece of fabric that I bought for this. So I bought another piece of equal size for this piece. And then I ordered it, bought it, came in, and then I saw how big this was, 41 by 41 centimeters, and I realized the pieces of fabric that I ordered are not big enough. So I could have started this a month ago, and I haven't started it yet. So I had to order another piece for this giant, beautiful Russian windows. So I just been waiting an absurd long time to start this Carolyn Manning piece. But the fabric is coming in 2 days, I think tomorrow or Tuesday. So I'm very excited to work on this. It's gorgeous. I wanted to do the variegated floss, but I don't want to wait another month to get the variegated floss. So I'm just going to do it into DMC colors. And I'm thinking I'm just going to add a few more colors to it because there's only 5 like colors, like DMC colors. And I don't think that's enough. So I'm going to try to find like the light end and the dark end of each color of the variegated floss and just try to add it in where it kind of fits. So. And this is I have 2 pieces of fabric for the Carolyn Manning piece. So I got one on Etsy and one on 123 Stitch. This is the one from Etsy that I waited a month. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I'm going to do it on the slightly darker piece because this is a very like orangey desert. Yeah, because it's Desert Dawn. So I'm going to do it on this so like if any of it's not, the full coverageness doesn't quite, so whatever's in the background doesn't like show up quite as starkly. So I'm going to do it on this piece. So hopefully I can get started on that today or tomorrow because I really want to work on this. And I recently went to a knitting retreat because I recently joined a knitting guild about a couple weeks ago. We went to this wonderful knitting retreat. It was like the best thing ever. I got to learn colorway. Oh yeah, that's another thing that I have. I went to a knitting retreat and they were teaching me how to do colorway, which I have never done before. And trying to get it all look nice for you. So I learned colorway at this knitting retreat. And that was the first time I've ever learned it. It was so nice because it was like all these little tips and tricks of like how you read the pattern and how you hold like the yarn. Like you have to do like continental and you have to pick with the color. And I didn't know that. And it was just so nice like when you don't know what you're doing and there's like someone there to help you to be like, what did I do wrong? What's going on? And it's like, oh. So I did pretty good. I only like missed one stitch that I had to like drop and pick up correctly. So I was pretty proud of myself. I need to get to work on this some more because I want to finish this and do a couple different designs and then give it to my sister for Christmas maybe. But gotta get my act together with this. Anyways, at this knitting retreat, they had like all these little pop-up shops and I bought some yarn. They had like a little pop-up shop for yarn. And I got this from, where's my tag? I lost my tag. There it is. This is a local yarn dyeing company because Knit 3 Together, they have an Instagram. There are 3 teachers that work in the valley and they're amazing women. Like they just dye these beautiful skeins of yarn. And I don't know what I'm gonna do with this one yet because I don't know the name of them. I should know. Like they have like the most creative names. Like one is like morning. One of these 2 is called Morning Coloring Page. And isn't it just gorgeous? I have to come up with something really beautiful for this. A nice, beautiful pattern. But I do know what I'm going to do with this skein of yarn. Is I'm going to make a hat for myself. Because I love the color pink. Because pink is like my favorite color ever. And I even have a little pom-pom to go with it. So I'm very excited to get started on this hat, but it's not my top priority because I have so many things I need to make for my family and friends. So I think that's it. Sorry if I talk too fast. This is my first floss tube. If you guys want to ask me any questions, or if I missed anything, or if I talk too fast, just let me know. But this is for Stitchy Me, so she knows that I did my first floss tube video. I love you. Bye.